they're already here. Got to get inside.
Welcome to 1 Hour Reviews. We give games exactly 1 hour to win us over and tell you which ones kept us hooked until the end.
Prophet! This is it.
Rise of the Tomb Raider is a third-person action-adventure game developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix.
The lost city's up there, somewhere.
Like usual, the player takes control of protagonist Lara Croft in her search for ancient relics in various hidden locations around the world, with gameplay incorporating third-person shooter elements and environmental puzzles.
This is madness.
After rebooting the franchise in 2013 with Tomb Raider, covering Lady Croft's career debut, Rise of the Tomb Raider released in November of 2015 and continues Lara's origin story.
Could this really be it?
Having reviewed the classic Tomb Raider experience in our last video, we can now confidently move on to what the series has become more recently. Since the return to Lara's origin, the games have become very cinematic, depicting a more realistic and gritty evolution from tame historian to legendary Tomb Raider.
It's amazing.
Rise of the Tomb Raider starts off introducing us to the storyline by switching back and forth between playable sections serving as gameplay tutorial and flashback cutscenes giving us some backstory to Lara's motivation for undertaking this particular quest.
I saw something. Something I can't explain.
Both are equally impressive, and Crystal Dynamics has definitely managed to raise the bar even higher when it comes to visual performance. This is especially true for the amazing post-effects that transform the game world into a visceral and dynamic environment, adding a level of detail rivaled by few other games.
Got to get inside.
Throughout our first half hour, we are continuously introduced to new gameplay mechanics, like the survival and crafting elements, and although these seem a bit irrelevant to the story, they do provide for an organic evolution of Lara's character. For example, in the very beginning of the game, Lara is barely able to fend for herself, but as you unlock different skills and perks, she slowly turns into a feisty survival expert with a mean right hook. Sadly, this progression feels very similar to the one in the last game, which doesn't make sense chronologically. We simply don't see a reason for her to have suddenly forgotten all of her previously acquired skills.
Dad was right.
Furthermore, her intellectual baggage is also upgraded, as she learns ancient languages by deciphering murals and frescoes that help solve the more intricate puzzles. Unfortunately, this mechanic is rather poorly fleshed out, and we must hilariously conclude that Miss Croft magically masters these dead languages by merely staring at artwork from the corresponding civilizations.
My Greek is still a little rusty, but
Simply adding an interactive puzzle element to this process would have made the acquired knowledge feel far more earned, and we feel like the developers might have missed an opportunity here. After all, the knowledge of ancient history is one of Lara's main attributes, and it seems like this aspect could have been approached in a more suitable way to teach this interesting subject to a young audience.
empty. It's empty.
As a cinematic experience, the game succeeds stunningly well, and the time seems to fly by as we fluidly persuade Lara to make one death-defying jump after another, leading her through breathtaking set pieces and semi-open world environments. The controls are very intuitive, and we can't help but compare our lovely archaeologist to a certain gentleman by the name of Nathan Drake. Ironically, after Naughty Dog drew inspiration for their Uncharted series from the original Tomb Raider, the latter has now reinvented their own franchise by taking a page out of Drake's notebook, and we can only applaud them for it.
Stop! Drop the book!
After spending an hour in the company of our charming historian, we can say that the franchise has risen to new heights, and we will definitely continue exploring its hidden treasures. Rise of the Tomb Raider feels very well polished, but we do hope that in the future these games will try to take the chance to make learning archaeology part of the experience.
Almost.